Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news as stories come in around a new left winger, the centre-back situation, the open hole in the midfield, but more importantly, the frustration of Erik ten Hag, who could well face a transfer delay, with some now saying that the delay in United getting deals done is directly to do with the takeover talks and how that is impacting. Yes and no. I'm going to get into that. But first of all, quite interesting. We've actually, in relation to the sale, we've got Ben Jacobs on the show at 4 o'clock, live with Beth at 4 o'clock today. So make sure you tune into that. He's been very good on the updates around Manchester United on what will be a big week. So make sure you tune in for that. I'm not gonna tease you anymore. We'll talk about the transfer delay, but the Daily Mail are saying that Manchester United, and I'll read it out for you now. Manchester United have posted an interest in Musa Diaby, left winger of Bayer Leverkusen. He's not considered a priority for their transfer plan, but with concerns over Sancho's future and other options relatively experienced, they have considered an upgrade, and he is a player of interest. Bayer Leverkusen would want around 65 million for Musa Diaby. And look, I like this player. I really do like this player. 9 goals, 9 assists this season off the left-hand side, left footer. But you know what? I sort of agree. Well, I do agree. This is not a priority position. It's what we were talking about this morning. If Ten Hag could get rid of all the players he wanted to get rid of and get all the players he wanted in, I think you'd see 8 players out and 8 players in. But that's not going to happen. Getting Musa Diaby is like, putting more aftershave on when you haven't brushed your teeth. It's a nice smell, but someone gets in close, you stink. You absolutely stink. Don't not brush your teeth. It's disgusting. And I think that's what it's a little bit like. We've got plenty of nice aftershaves in the drawer. We've got a right good array of them, but we haven't got any toothpaste, and that is what Manchester United need. And Diaby, as much as I like him, when I go in my toiletries drawer, I have got loads of nice aftershaves, but I'm out of toothpaste, and Man United need to go for the essentials here. That's what they need. I'd love us to be in for Diaby. I think he's a really interesting player, only 23 as well, lightning fast, and got creativity. He's a winger who can score and create, which I don't think we've got at the moment. I think Anthony can do it. He's not doing it enough. Rashford can score. He's not creating enough. So, yeah, it'd be an interesting player, but that's a story that you're going to probably never hear of again. We're not going to be in for Diaby. We haven't got £60 million to spend on a goalkeeper, let alone a left winger, which is not a priority position. But it does show you that how far away we are from Man City, really, because you look at their wide options. Mahrez didn't even come on in the Champions League final, did he? I don't think Mahrez. They've got Bernardo Silva, they've got Foden, they've got Grealish. Got so many options on the wing, and United probably could do with another couple of wingers, maybe at least one, but we're not even going to be looking at that area. So that's an update on that. Let's just pop this up on the screen for you, because I suppose this is the main headline. This is coming in from Simon Jones in the Mail, and he's saying any transfer activity is expected to be delayed by takeover talk. Now, this will be a big red flag for everybody, because they'll be going, this is so logical and it's so damaging. Because if we can't do any transfer activity or very limited transfer activity until we knew who's taken over, we're already too bloody late. We were talking about this back in March. We were like, March, we need this deal, we need this takeover done in March, really, because new owners come in, they've got different ideas, they speak to Ten Hag, and you crack on and you start speaking to players. The transfer window is basically open. I know officially it opens on Wednesday, but it's, players are signing for people already. Liverpool have done it. Villa have done it. You can agree deals. Like Yuri Tillemans is not a free agent until the end of June, but he's signed for Villa. The transfer window doesn't open till Wednesday, but McAllister is signed for Liverpool. Don't fall for fake deadlines. The reality is we could and should be doing business by now, and this worries me a little bit, because if that genuinely is true, it's going to be damaging to the summer. This needs to be a really progressive, impactful and ruthless summer for Manchester United. And if Ten Hag is sat there, like we are as fans, but it's more important to him because it's his job, he's sat there on holiday or wherever he is, he must be furious. He must be furious. He must be going, how have I got 3rd place, 2 cup finals, 1 as a cup, and now I'm sat here watching all the Prats who finished behind me doing quicker activity than I have. He wants to get on with it. He wants those players on tour. He didn't get a pre-season last year. I do have a bit of an interesting spin on this, though, and I will stand by it. I do think Man United will still spend £200 million. Well, I don't even think. Man United will spend £200 million this summer. The problem will be when we spend it. Like last year, we spent it very, very late. And the later you spend it, the more it costs. We should have spent 150 last year. We spent over 200 because we were late. Also, when you're late, you don't get your players on the tour. So you're not prepared. Also, when you're late, you have to panic a bit. And you might not get the players that you want. So a well-prepared, structured transfer window is really important. And I don't think it's this sale is going to impact on how much we spend, but it will impact, by the looks of it, on how we spend it if things don't start moving quickly. I disagree with takeover talks impacting on transfer targets. I don't really see why that should happen. If the Glazers are going to fully sell the club, they're going to walk away with billions. So why not spend a couple of $100 million while you're waiting? And if they're going to stay as part of the club, well, Sir Jim Ratcliffe's going to want to spend anyway. So why not spend? It really doesn't make any sense. We need to get moving. It must be massively frustrating for Erik ten Hag. But, there is still time for Manchester United, and I hope that we are going to start moving, and it's got to be ins and outs. But this is starting to come around quite a lot at the moment, that United's transfer activity is being held up by the sale. You hear it from people who work at United, you hear it from journalists. I don't know whether I believe it, even though it's completely logical that we have put the handbrake on while the sale talks go on. But we need to be moving on this quick. And I would urge the club not to wait for sale talks, because whoever takes over, you've got to spend money. Even if the Glazers stay, you've got to spend money. Let's get cracking with it. Simon Jones also in the mail saying that as it stands, Newcastle don't expect to make an offer for Harry Maguire. I don't think, and I can't see Newcastle moving for Harry Maguire. I don't think that's the right move for them. They're a Champions League club. I don't think they're going to make that move for Harry Maguire. I think the best move for Harry Maguire is to go abroad to Serie A, where I think he'd work quite well, or go somewhere like Tottenham, West Ham, Everton, a mid, maybe even Aston Villa, a club like that, a mid to sort of sixth place club is probably where he can operate, and where he needs to be playing if he wants to be part of the England setup. But Newcastle doesn't really make a lot of sense, if I'm being honest. I don't know about you on that one. Interestingly, we spoke this morning about how Gary Neville had said that he'd spoken about the goalkeeper. He has spoke about the midfield. I found this quite interesting, what he said. Also, there's a bit of a story coming out in relation to Saliba here. RMC Sport are saying that Man United were interested in Saliba before he signed the new contract at Arsenal. Wow, that's just that's a good thing. Like, Saliba should be signing a new contract at Arsenal. He's an Arsenal player. He's had a good season. But if he was available, Man United should be in for a player like that. So I haven't got a problem with that. Gary Neville's got a problem, and he said this. The problem in the midfield with Manchester United is that there are two players who have legs but are not good enough with the ball. And there are two players who are good with the ball but do not have legs. I still think that the composition of the midfield is not good. He's absolutely spot on. I was speaking about this morning. But I'm a little bit curious. Why does he not name the players? Because the problem in the midfield is the two players who have the legs but aren't good on the ball, which is Fred and McTominay. And the two players who are good with the ball don't have legs. One of them's Eriksen, but it can't be Casemiro. Casemiro can't even be in that conversation because Casemiro's good with the ball and he's got legs. So I don't know who he's talking about. I know it's definitely no ball skills, loads of legs, McFred. That's those two. But the ones who are good on the ball but have got no legs, well, Eriksen, but I don't know who the other one is. It can't be Bruno and it can't be Casemiro. So I wish he'd named the names, but he's right. He's right about the midfield. I think this is the striker's the priority because that's the goals. But with the midfield definitely needs two players, I think. We all have our ideals. Casido would be good. Declan Rice would be good. But, if we don't go for that type of player and there might be a cheaper option, we've got to bring somebody in who can accompany Casemiro. And we also need somebody that is got more legs than Eriksen. So, yeah, I sort of agree on that one. Don't know what your thoughts are. Anyway, make sure you smash a like and get your comments in below. Lots that we've got in through there, and our quick update at 2. Remember, we're live at 4 o'clock with Ben Jacobs talking about the sale. He's been very good about it. He's going to be talking to Beth at 4. So make sure you tune in live at 4. I'll be back at 8. And we've got Fabrizio Romano on That's Football at 3:30 if you want to watch that too. Speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching.